Well, brilliant play. That was unlucky. Claridge is still battling, typically. Cooper getting it forward, and it's Claridge again in possession. It's a good ball to Charlery on the far post, and it's knocked in, is it? It is now. Take the scorer. And trying to lose the defender. As though Talbot might have been held there, but player's gone on. Poole's swinging cross is useful. Claridge got there ahead of the keeper. Oh, and it's in. Porter tried to backheel it. It came off Naylor. And Naylor again with a chance here. Was that handball? It was. Penalty kick. And the captain, Andy Porter, who's already scored one penalty this season, will take the kick. And he's beaten Bennett.
Millwall ease themselves 3 points clear at the top of Division 1 following their win over third-placed West Bromwich Albion. Former Tranmere Rovers forward Chris Malkin paved the way with a lone sortie after 19 minutes. Within 2 minutes, though, the visitors were level. Dave Gilbert's cross turned in by Andy Hunt's looping header that left Casey Keller stranded. But just before the hour, Millwall won the match after an incisive build-up that saw Jason Van Blurk in the clear, and he teed up German forward Uwe Fuchs.
Edworthy with the cross, looking for Taylor, who's got up well, and here's Dyer! And inside the first 5 minutes, Crystal Palace have pounced for the lead. Roberts with the free kick. Now Darren Pitcher, former Charlton player. He's picked out Hopkin. More danger, and a second goal. 26 minutes gone, and it's David Hopkin. Dyer. Pitcher's continued his run down the middle. Still Dyer. He's almost found David Hopkin. Cross was beyond Poole. In goes Taylor, and it's gone in. Dyer. Now Taylor. Still running and chasing everything, Taylor, and he's stepped it on now for Robbins. It's a great chance, and he's taken it superbly. Now Lowe. Ewan Roberts, it's gone through for Phil Potts, and a goal! Scott Taylor. 2-3.
Kubicki full of busy as he goes through here. Phil Gray now. Gray with a great chance. And Russell, and 1-0. Down by Howie to Phil Gray. Phil Gray out wide for Agnew. Lee Howie in the middle. Howie, that's a tremendous goal from Lee Howie. Sheridan, it's a good ball through there. And that's a goal for Barnsley. Andy Little.
Fleck will take it on. This is a nice build-up. Edie's again involved. Now the cross comes in, and a great chance for the first goal, and it goes to Andy Johnson of Norwich City. And what a delightful move it was. Now Thomas knocks a decent ball back in, and the equaliser is scored by Ian Moore in the first minute of the second half.
Eban's chest to Walsh, and a good break here by Gary Nelson. Can Nelson get there first? Nelson is going to score for Charlton Athletic.
Meanwhile, Reading, who was saved by a waterlogged pitch after trailing to Bury in midweek, didn't have the weather to save them at home to Ipswich Town. Gus Ullenbeek giving the visitors a half-time lead. Reading, though, did provide a wonderful equaliser. Mick Gooding threading a superb pass. It was equally well finished by Stuart Lovell. Within 3 minutes, Ipswich were heading for their first away win since January. Alex Matthey kept his cool to put them in the clear again. And 2 goals in the last 5 minutes then made it safe. The first, a thumping header from Paul Mason. The last goal, probably the best of the afternoon. Geraint Williams latching onto Matthey's clever pass to run fully half the length of the field to complete a terrific afternoon's work.
Oldham's first league defeat in 7 games, and only Derby's second win of the season at the baseball ground. Robin van der Laan, who nicked a point in the closing seconds at Stoke last week, got things going in the style of accomplished midfield goal scorers, instinctively finding space. Paul Simpson was the architect and executioner for Derby's second and decisive goal as it transpired. Ron Willems made matters awkward, and as Powell sent a slide rule pass through to Simpson, there was a suspicion of offside, but having seen it a few times, the camera angle is inconclusive. But there were no complaints from Graham Sharp, who said Oldham got precisely what they deserved, knout. Which wasn't quite true. They did receive a gift of a goal when Gary Rowett's composure deserted him completely, and Sean McCarthy was able to stroll the ball in for his 7th goal of the season.
Portsmouth lifted themselves from bottom with a victory over strugglers Watford. They were given the perfect lift by Mark Stimson after just 11 minutes. It was his first game back after a year. The player couldn't believe how easy the game can be sometimes. Pompey then only had to wait 4 minutes for their advantage to be doubled. Fitzroy Simpson, the former Manchester City midfielder, applying a crisp finish. Watford though hung on and were back in the match 5 minutes into the second half. Kevin Phillips smashing the ball home with little evidence of marking around him. But then enter former West Ham favourite Martin Allen, a Ronald Koeman type free kick, only to be followed by a celebratory lap of honour. With 3 minutes remaining though, Portsmouth anxieties were once again rekindled, Craig Ramage reducing the arrears to 3-2. And although there was time for another goal, it fortunately came the way of the home side. Paul Walsh showing typical speed of thought to put substitute Jimmy Carter in the clear, and his nifty footwork completing a resounding win.
The last thing Stoke needed was to be reminded of Newcastle, a Ginola lookalike, black and white stripes, and a Beardsley-type flick by Paul Groves, which turned out to be the only goal of the game. But this was Grimsby, and whereas Stoke were outclassed on Wednesday, they were totally out of luck for the second successive league match. They should have had 3 points this time last week against Derby, and certainly deserved at least a share of what was on offer on the East Coast. Desperation defending left Lou Macari bemoaning a lack of oomph in front of goal.
Mindful of Dave Bassett's presence, will keep Sheffield United's defeat at Wolves brief. A header from Molineux legend Steve Bull, enough to win the match.